pockets are the shapes of a welcoming space, of a good space for people who have forcibly lost their living spaces. The final design studio at the third year of the Bachelor in Interior Design at Politecnico di Milano is focused on the design of the spaces for temporary welcoming residences for political refugees in the city of Milan. The overall objective involved both the immediate response to primary instances and led us to consider the cross-cultural value of the project of a space which is continuously transformed, personalized, co-inhabited by different cultures. These are our projects.
Our concept is layers, which represents common and different needs of refugees. And with this in mind, we designed a space layout that can change shape and size according to users' needs. With an inspiration for the floor to African colors and patterns, and we used rolling curtains to obtain a flexible space. And our main aim was to create a fluid space rather than a static one.
In our project, we have concentrated on how a refugee will evolve from one to many through relation with small groups. The design process began with an evocative image of a spiral shell that represents the process of integration in a new country and expresses an idea of evolution. Through a series of small group interaction, a refugee will set the skills he requires to create a new life. We aimed to remove the clinical nature of the building and create spaces that allow and prompt the refugee to engage conversation in small groups and with the outdoor environment. This is designed to break down barriers of the interior exteriors. A second point was to remove the clinical aspect, showing the beautiful surroundings environment. Although the center already includes a garden, it's an uncomfortable space that is difficult to engage with. So we created large windows on the side of the building where it comes the sun to let it light the main rooms as eating room, prayer room and reception.
Okay. Our project is, the concept of our project is the city made of paths, squares, streets, buildings. So we took this concept and we brought it in our project. We developed three kinds of spaces with different levels of privacy. So we have a public zone with a low level of privacy where people can talk together, have a relationship, and others. A mid-grade privacy that is rooms. So the spaces where people live, can live, sleep, eat, and other kind of thing. At the sober zone, that is the high privacy level zone where people can do whatever he want, like listen music, read, relax, and enjoy his stay.
Our project focuses on the design of spaces for big groups, and so it developed as a stretching system characterized by flexibility, modularity, and permeability. We organize the spaces by adding new functions and activities with the aim of connecting it with the city. And the main focus was a cultural center open to the public.
With the idea of a stretching model and the needs of refugees, we design flexible furniture and macro system that characterize each space in connection with the outdoor areas. And we also project a wayfinding system that supports the movement of the people through the spaces.
This project has two different focuses: the connection between inside and outside, and above all the possibility to live in a place that is transformable. To satisfy our first idea, we chose to dedicate a lot of space to a restaurant that is the filter between the city and the center. It's linked to an auditorium where it's possible to do collective activities and also create places with more privacy that are usually used by guests. In this area we choose to develop our concept, designing sliding tubes which change the space thanks to semi-transparent tents.
Starting point of our project was the idea not to modify the existing walls of the residence, but to create a structure that flows like a flock of stern of birds into the space, adapting to it and modifying the perception of the spaces. This was our project. Grazie Milano.